howdy there, folks. This is Paul Deen, Paula Deen's little brother. I'm here in Fort Worth, Texas today, and I'm going to show you guys how to make the perfect nut yellow cake. Now, first of all, if you'll join me over here, this is all the ingredients you're going to need. You're going to need some chopped walnuts. I'm going to set those over here for a side. Then you're going to have some creamy home-style milk chocolate frosting for the topping on the cake. And you're going to need about 14 eggs for this recipe. Now I'm going to set these eggs over here too so I can have more space over here. And you're going to need about a half a stick of unsalted grade AA butter. Not margarine, because margarine will give you cancer. Because it's one ingredient away from being plastic. But we're going to use this. And finally, you can get some of this yellow cake mix in your grocery aisle, in your cake baking aisle. Well, I made my own mix. Paul's Yeller Case Mix, like cake mix. Now let's get to cooking. Now these eggs right here, you're going to want to get the uncaged kind because the other kind are hormonally pumped and they come from chickens that are on hormones and on steroids and testosterone. You don't want any of those. So you want the uncaged free eggs. Now we're going to start cooking. Now that I've showed you all these ingredients, I'm going to show you how to put it together to make the best nut yellow cake mix. Now, first of all, you get your mixing bowl. Make sure it's big enough to mix everything in. And then, you always start with the dry ingredients first. That's very important because if you don't, then everything's going to get all plumpy and yuck and you won't be able to mix it good. So, dry ingredients go in first. Now remember, I'm using my Paul's Yeller Cake Mix. Now I'm going to open that up right now. And then, I like to put a little bit more than the thing actually calls for, so I just go ahead and put it all in, plastic and all. See, look at that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these walnuts. That's what they're called. They're called walnuts. I like to use the Fisher Chef Natural walnuts, chopped. Chef-ready ingredients. That's what these are. And once again, I like putting the whole thing in. Now you might want to take it all apart, but I don't see what the point in that is. Now what we're going to do... Oh crap, I forgot to get the water. Now earlier I forgot to tell you to get water as an ingredient, but you're going to need water to make a cake. So I just pour that right in there with all the other stuff. And then, this is what it looks like. Here, let me take the camera over here to show you what it looks like right now. See, look, you see all that water mixing in with the plastic and all the walnuts and stuff? And it just looks extra good. Okay, now I'm going to put the camera back where it's supposed to be. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mix in the eggs. This is one of the most important parts. Now, you can add as many or as little eggs as you please, but I like to put as many as I can. It's the best way to go. So, I'm going to put all 14 eggs in here. There we go. Now, for the mixing part. Now, you can just give this a good shake. Okay, they're all shook together now. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get your cake pans, and I'm going to show you how to prepare those. You can use a bundt cake. This is a bundt pan. This is for making bundt cakes. It looks like this right here. And no, it's not a flower holder, and flowers do not go in that little hole right there. Now I'm going to show you how to use this properly. Now what you do... Oh crap, I forgot to put the butter in my cake. Where'd that butter go? Where'd I put the butter? Oh butter, where art thou? Wherefore art thou butter? I seem to have lost the butter. Well, we're going to go... Oh, I found it. Here's the butter, the most important part. I gotta mix that in. There we go. Now I'm going to show you how to make this to where it's non-stick. First you take some butter. And spread it all around in the pan, which I've already done to keep myself a step ahead of the camera. But then what you're going to do is you're just going to lightly sprinkle this all in there. All this flour right here. This is flour here. And you're going to sprinkle that all in there. And put your flour back so you can have less mess later. And then with that flour, what you're going to do is just make sure you cover every single part of the pan to where it's evenly coated with butter and flour. I missed a few spots here. See, look, that's what it's supposed to look like. Now what we're going to do is put all of our ingredients into this mixing bowl. And all the water goes in there. And then we put the rest of this stuff in. And then you pop that in the oven, which is preheated to 350 degrees. And then you let it set there for about 20 minutes there. And set for 20 minutes. Now we're going to go to a commercial break, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when we come back. Now, look at that wonderful looking cake right there. And normally, I like to take some walnuts out for the side and put them on the top afterward. But I got so hungry during the commercial break, and I already ate more than half of it. Well, thank you for joining me on Paul Deen's Cooking in the Kitchen and letting me show you how to make a wonderful yellow nut bundt cake. Well, I'll see you next time. This is your host, Paul Deen.